I don't know. I miss Ash and Kayleen. They'll have to plan their lives better. We're more important than their babysitting and their own children.
It was an emergency.
Yeah, but
it's an emergency.
Yeah, well, what was Ash? Just because her own family?
Yeah, she
can pick a better day to have her own.
It's the Christmas season.
You
never.
I know. Everybody's out there having one. Just because my life is uneventful during the Christmas season. My wife's got to work, so I'm left home all alone all day long. Eat shitty food.
You did yoga.
I did yoga. Yes. So DDP yoga. I did that.
I cleaned my house. That's all I did.
Thanks for everybody that gave out the tips on Facebook. And tarts, butter tarts are probably the biggest tradition. Everybody loved those. Are their favorites. I think ours, for our family, it was probably the truffles that Kathy makes.
Yeah, my mom, Death by Chocolate. That's what my mom makes every year. Not this year because she's not here, but it's Death by Chocolate.
So, in that sense, let's leave everybody on a happy note. And just wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays. And that's intended to trigger those people that think you're not allowed to say Merry Christmas. Because you're allowed to say Merry Christmas. And Happy Hanukkah. And Kwanzaa. And all that stuff.
Is it, how do you, Happy Kwanzaa?
I don't know. I hope then your Kwanzaa is happy.
And then there's a Diwali?
Diwali.
Diwali?
Kwanzaa, that's African, right?
Yeah, Kwanzaa's African. I think Diwali is Indian. It has something to do with lights.
Okay.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah.
I mean, Hanukkah is not Christian, so 25th, they don't celebrate Christmas, but be happy and joyous with Hanukkah.
Whatever you celebrate this season.
Festivus. For those of you who's ever watched Seinfeld, happy Festivus.
Isn't that supposed to be today?
We're like, Festivus is in between Christmas and Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
So
happy Festivus.
Yeah,
Festivus. Whatever. Well, and today's Christmas Eve, so.
Christmas Eve.
Thank you, children.
So, for everybody out there that looks at it as the birth of Christ, Merry Christmas. For those of us who Christmas has transcended religion, and it's just a day to make people feel happy and warm and fuzzy and comfortable, and give and receive gifts. Merry Christmas.
And happy winter solstice.
Yes, you can't forget the pagans.
No.
What's your favorite Christmas treat?
Treat? Oh.
And if it's abnormal, that's cool. But it's got to be real, like yours. What is your go-to? What do you do?
Like to
every Christmas, you got to make this, and that.
Oh, so every Christmas I try and make butter tarts.
That came up a lot. Like
every
Tanya,
Christmas, I fail miserably in various different ways. Every year I have attempted to make butter tarts. They have been a failure. And it's now just kind of like the family joke.
Okay, you know how to fix that? You go to a gas station and find Grandma's butter tarts. You buy a dozen of those, unwrap them, heat them up. They are as close looking as the homemade, because they're all deformed, but they are fucking amazing.
Yeah, no,
I get them with the walnuts or
oh man,
whatever.
And like, so my biggest fail, and like it's like the big family joke. I made butter tarts. The crust was amazing. I nailed the crust.
The dry part.
But then like I followed the recipe, and then I put them in the oven, put like the filling and whatever. I put raisins in there because that's what my dad requested. And then like they came out and like it was just layered. Like there was a layer of butter.
Like it's separated.
It's separated. And like so like there was a layer of butter, there was a layer of sugar, there was like a layer of raisins, and like they were the most disgusting thing I have ever made. Like it was awful. And
Uh,
my entire family loves to talk about that butter tart fail.
your three layer butter tart.
We have like a layer of butter, layer of sugar, a layer of raisins, and like they just tasted bad. I don't know what I did wrong because I followed the recipe, but it was bad.
Okay, yeah. There's usually some weird technique in there where you gotta do this right or else
Yeah, it's
yeah.
completely separated, and I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know, but yeah, every year they've either been burnt, they've been layered, they have been undercooked, or the dough just didn't turn out. Yeah, the year that the dough didn't turn out, the filling turned out, so like we just kind of scooped it out.
Okay. Kathy makes truffles. She
Ooh.
used to. She
Yeah.
was not allowed to when Logan's not here.
Mm.
But, that was the go-to, and we'd freeze those. And she also made something called zebra cookies.
Oh, okay.
And they kind of had a chocolate little cookie, and then you'd take a Hershey's Hug
Yeah.
and squeeze it down in there, and then you'd bake it. And we'd freeze them.
Yeah.
So that we wouldn't just, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But so you'd have to go down and get a few, and then
Yeah.
let them thaw a bit, and then
Yeah.
eat them.
Shortbread cookies. I usually make shortbread cookies. I haven't made them yet, so they're gonna get made either later today or tomorrow.
Those are weird. Like those are a good cookie. I'm trying to think of a bad cookie. Things with raisins.
A raisin cookie.
Well, anything with raisins. The only good raisins are the ones in the little red box.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. But yeah, like they're good, but you gotta have milk with those ones. Like of all things, you have to have milk.
Yes. Yeah. Or tea. I like to have Dad's cookies. Okay. Lots of Dad's cookies with like an orange pico tea, and you just dip it. Oh,
no,
I'm good.
I'm kind of gluttonous that way. It's like I like to have like 3 or 4 cookies, whatever the cookies. Like if they're smaller, and then wash it down with less milk, and just let that milk filter in and break the sugar down.
I like to dip with my little pinky out. I like to dip it.
Have you had any weird Christmas things at other hand? Well, you brought some Chicago.
I did.
Is that Christmas thing?
Or is it? I don't know. It's
generic.
It's generic. But my family always has it at Christmas.
Oh, okay. So it's Christmas for you.
It's when I think of Chicago, I think of Christmas, like Chicago popcorn. So.
And I've never had this.
Or family get-togethers.
The idea of it is not good to me.
So, grab a handful.
Okay. Now, there's an argument between you and Ash.
Yeah.
Ash says you can't eat them together.
I think you should. I think you should. I think you should have one caramel and then one cheese and then eat them at the same time.
That's a cheese. I only got one caramel. And I need a cup more caramel. The cheese was anticlimactic. It was there.
This is. Oh, I bought the compliments version. If you get like the name brand one, it's a little bit better. But this is actually pretty good. Yeah, you need a cheese and a caramel.
Caramel kind of overpowers the cheese, so it's not that bad. But the idea is not. No, I guess it's not as bad as it seems anyway.
Oh, I think it's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah, well, I'm on the carnivore diet, so I'm trying something new. These are called fat bombs. So, I bought you a napkin. Bring a napkin too.
Okay.
So, and these are like a miniature cream cheese cake kind of thing.
Ooh, they smell good.
So. There's a hesitation. The eyebrows are standing up. Like, okay, how do I word this?
It's very like. It's creamier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. If you used like regular sugar, one might like it more. But I used Splenda.
So I made these things one year, and it has like the same consistency as that.
But these are supposed to be eaten frozen though.
Oh, okay.
Sitting out here.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I think this would be better frozen.
Yeah. But they're not sticking to your hands like goopy. So. But it's basically cream cheese, butter, and almond butter. And then I added
It has like the consistency of Play-Doh.
Okay. Tastes better. Okay. So they're not too bad. Although I'm a glutton though, so whatever we get in the house, I'll just. We got the zebra cookies. We got the frog cookies. My go-to, Kathy almost always buys me a box of toffee phase. Those were always my go-to.
I used to always get those for Christmas, and I would always eat like 2 or 3, but I would always get like this big box. And I always only eat like 2 or 3, and then I'd just slowly eat them the rest of the year.
Oh, I mean, I buy Kathy Ferrero Rochers.
Those are so good.
But I would just sit there with the box.
I have, oh no, that was Pot of Gold. I have an uncle, and he used to play tricks all the time. And it was, he bought a box of Pot of Gold and gave it to his wife for Christmas. And she just got so excited. And she's like, oh, it's a box of chocolates.
Like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Okay,
so first off, I have to restart the story. I'm telling it wrong. So he just loves to play tricks. And that's the thing. Like, so he one year gifted his wife this box of Pot of Gold chocolate. So he just hands it to her, and she's just like, you just got me a box of chocolate. Like, oh, how unromantic. This is terrible. Like, she didn't actually say that. She was just like very disappointed in just getting a box of chocolates. And he's like, okay. And just happiest go lucky guy ever. And it's like 5 days. It's New Year's. It's after Christmas now. And they're like, oh, you know what we need? We need some chocolate. So she goes back under the tree to grab the box of chocolates, opens it, seal and everything. And it's actually a jewelry set.
Oh, he resealed it somehow.
Yeah, he resealed it.
Oh, wow. That's...
And then he's like, Merry Christmas! You don't get chocolate.
Oh, that's cool. That's good. That's
but, like,
good.
he would always do stuff like that. And, like, so whenever we get, like, a box of chocolate, we always think of my uncle.
Oh.
And all his little pranks.
When you say trick, I think about, when you tape up every seal with tape, so there's no way that you sit there trying to...
He would also do that.
Yeah?
Yeah. We'd also, my dad loves to play tricks as well.
Yeah.
So one year, he got a gift for my mama, and he put a a paper towel tube inside and like a ball, and so it would like make a sound, but only if you rocked it like this. But if you went like this, it wouldn't make a sound. So she puts the present on her lap, and her lap is like a little bit tilted. So then the ball goes flying that way, and like the present launches out of her lap, and she screams. Because her present was just jumping out of her lap, and it was a sweater.
Oh, okay. we went to great lengths trying to disguise.
Yeah.
I put barbell weights in the. Oh my, this is heavy. Oh, this is good.
Yeah. My dad, again, one year he bought my mom this really fancy pot and pan set. She had been like eyeing this pot and pan set up for like a year. He bought it, put it into the cupboard, and then put inside the box. I can't remember what he put actually inside the box. It was something else, obviously. And then my mom just unwraps it. She's like, oh, I got my cooking set, and then just left it closed. And he's like, well, aren't you going to open it? And she's like, but I know exactly what it is. He's like, but do you? And she's like, what's in here? And I think it was like a blanket and like lots of really fun fluffy stuff. She didn't even pick up the box. She's tiny, so it was a big box. So she just, oh, look at that.
Did you ever get a gift you absolutely hated, but it was given to you with the greatest of heart and soul?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
You ever given somebody something and you can see in their eyes?
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that?
Well, I handmade something. I handmade some toques for my sibling and their husband.
Yeah.
And it was just met with, oh, thank you.
Okay.
I was like, oh, glad I put the effort into that. Move on with life, but that's how they receive every gift. So
they could have loved it. You just don't read it.
I have no idea.
That's always uncomfortable.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, whatever, move on with my life.
Yeah. Is there any what's a Christmas tradition?
Christmas pickle.
Okay. You're going with the Christmas pickle?
I have a Christmas pickle.
You actually
have a Christmas pickle.
So whoever finds it gets something?
So
that's the tradition.
When I was growing up, whoever found the Christmas pickle, they found the pickle. My kids were like, well, what happens if we find the pickle? I was like, oh, well, let's make this super interesting. So I bought a mug. And whoever finds the pickle gets the mug for the year. And it's everyone.
Okay.
Everyone has, yeah. My daughter found the pickle last year, so she is in charge of the Christmas pickle mug.
Okay.
So any time we're having like a fancy drink, she gets the pickle mug, and it's and then this year she gets to hide the pickle, and so she will no longer get to have the Christmas pickle mug.
Oh, okay. So it can never go back to the same person.
No.
Okay.
No.
That's good.
Yeah. So, my everyone else is like, oh, who's gonna get the pickle mug? Who's gonna find the pickle?
Where did that come from?
It's like a German tradition.
It's a German thing.
Yeah.
Too. Actually, look at that. Magically in my hand. Misprint. We did. We were Googling all the different, you went with pickle, so I get the next one.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going with it.
I think I do. We have a pickle. So.
Okay, so the pickle, where is it? It's okay, well, that's enormous goats. It's German anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, we had a Christmas pickle, and I remember for the longest time I could never find the Christmas pickle.
Yeah.
So one year I found a pine cone, and I decorated it to look like the Christmas pickle.
Oh,
and
you
so I would
bastard.
I would hide it in the tree.
I don't trust Danielle anymore, just saying.
And so we called it the Christmas decoy.
Oh, yeah.
And we also, in our Christmas tree, we also have the Christmas pine cone, the Christmas decoy. So we put that in the tree, and everyone's like, oh, who's going to find one?
We all heard of Krampus.
Yep.
There's a movie based on that, a horror movie. So that's kind of interesting. And that's where Krampus goes around with Santa.
With St. Nicholas.
Well, okay, St. Nicholas, Santa, we're gonna cut hairs with that. Split hairs. Because Santa Claus is St. Nicholas, St. Nick. He's
Kris Kringle.
Kris Kringle. There's Norwegian. There's and
there's lots and lots.
Ultimately, he's Coca-Cola. So at least the one we know today, the fat jolly elf. You know, I don't know. So, but Krampus, he's a horned figure who, in the central and eastern Alpine Nordic tradition, is said to accompany Saint Nicholas on visits to children during the night of 5th,
The December 5th.
night of 5 December, Krampus's night. Immediately before the Feast of St. Nicholas on the 6th.
Yeah.
In this tradition, St. Nicholas rewards well-behaved children with small gifts, while Krampus punishes badly behaved ones with birch rods.
Yeah, so they either get hit with a stick.
Oh, nice. That's totally European for sure. Just a second. Is that like getting caned?
I would assume so.
Yeah. Oh, wow, look at that. Krampus, horned, anthropomorphic. Anthropomorphic figure.
Yes. So he's like
You
a
said
half anthropomorphic?
Okay, you fuck off.
No.
You said it right. Oh, okay. What else we got? This is a whole bunch. You want to go with that one? Okay. Okay.
Because yeah.
Actually, I want to lead into this.
Okay.
Because let me find it. In Catalonia.
Yeah.
You know this is this is where the Yule log is from that you know of, or do you know?
How about you just tell me?
Okay, so El Caganer, a figure to elaborate nativity scenes in a holiday tradition in Catalonia, Andorra, and south of France, where a no-scale model of Bethlehem is completed without a peasant boy pooping on it.
Okay, I don't know.
This is a tradition in Catalonia where the boy is pooping on all the nativity scenes.
Oh my goodness.
I have and this is since the start of the tradition in the late 17th or early 18th century, children of all ages have enjoyed scanning the elaborate dioramas popular in Spain to find the little kid pooping a deuce, but no one knows what it means or why people stick him in there.
Oh my goodness.
Some maintain that the crapping lad is symbolically fertilizing the earth. Others say he's intended as a sly commentary on social, political issues. Or maybe it's just funny skewer that pageantry and seriousness of Christmas with a good old-fashioned poop joke is probably the last one. Poop is always fun.
Poop is always funny. No, I was gonna talk about the pooping log.
which is
from Spain.
Which is funny because I found out about the pooping boy before the pooping log.
Oh man. So yeah, we did a Christmas unit, Christmas Around the World, and learned about different traditions. And I guess in this one part of Spain, they're not really into like the Santa Claus thing. They do more, it's more religious, but they do have this pooping log. And so basically you take this log, this Yule type log, and then you make a little face and a little hat, and then it's cared for the month of December. So it gets fed, it gets a nice cozy bed, it gets like well loved, and then they also will hit it with a stick so it will poop. And then if I remember correctly, it's in January when the pooping log will poop out the gift.
Okay.
And so we did this with our kids last year, and we didn't have any logs, so we made out of toilet paper rolls.
Okay.
And so these like, little toilet paper rolls with like googly eyes and little legs, and they like made hats and blankets, and they would feed it like cookies and oranges and and they would wake up every morning like, Mom, the log ate something. It's like, oh wow, that's amazing.
The fact that you knew that. What was the other? The Yule Cat. You ever heard of the Yule Cat?
I think it's Icelandic.
A lot of these are Norwegian or it is Icelandic. The Yule Cat is a huge, vicious cat from Iceland. Christmas folklore that is said to lurk in the snowy countryside during the Christmas season and eat people who do not receive clothing before Christmas Eve.
Yep, because you want to have nice new clothes.
Other versions of the story, the cat just eats food of the people without new clothes.
Yeah.
So that's probably, and I'm just going to speculate here, that's where the whole socks and underwear thing comes from.
Probably.
You know?
Because everyone needs new clothes.
What else? You got any other ones you can think of? I got some interesting ones.
No.
Venezuela. What do you think they do in Venezuela?
Ooh.
South America.
I don't know.
They celebrate Christmas right. On Christmas morning, people light off firecrackers to wake everyone up. Then everybody straps on their roller skates and roller boogies to mass.
That sounds amazing.
And after all the praying, the families and friends then get together and dance, eat, and make music.
That sounds awesome.
Now, there's no time on this, but obviously they invented the wheel. The skating tradition is said to have started in southern hemispheric in response to sledding.
Oh, okay.
And
that makes
has grown
sense.
so popular in the streets are closed to traffic in Venezuela's capital city of Caracas on Christmas morning to keep skaters safe.
Oh, that's very polite. I like that. That's wicked. I want to skate to church.
I thought that was got to be pretty modern though.
Yeah.
So, but that was definitely interesting. That was there. The Yule Cat. We're gonna get there. This paper thing doesn't work. Okay. Okay. It's funny. It's interesting that all these Scandinavian countries have these big things. Like a lot of these are Scandinavian, or Norway, Finland, Sweden. So here we go. Sweden. No guesses on that one?
I'm going to assume that something's going to eat something.
You ever heard of that screaming goat?
They do the Yuletide goat.
Yes, and I don't know if the screaming goat has anything to do with it.
Oh yeah, it's made out of straw. It's made out of straw, right?
Yes. Okay, you know it. So.
Yeah, I do. I have heard of this.
Strange traditions for a gigantic straw goat statue has to be up there. Dating back to the pagan times, the story of the Yule goat has morphed over the centuries from a sacrifice to the god of harvest to St. Nicholas' symbol of control over evil in the 11th century. Later, it is seen as the giver of gifts, and today it is a traditional ornament in Scandinavian countries where a straw goat is wrapped in red ribbon.
Yeah, I was going to say red.
And used as decoration. The Gothenburg. Christmas market in Gothenburg sells them.
Oh,
however,
awesome.
This Yuletide history has now made way for a very special annual Christmas tradition. The Swedish town of Gavle, Gavle, Gavle's giant goat. Every year, the enormous goat is constructed in Slottstorget Castle Square in Gavle, Sweden, some 200 miles north of Stockholm. The gigantic version of this traditional straw Swedish Yule goat stands tall and proud in the square for the whole of Christmas season. And on the record-breaking year, the gigantic straw goat statue measures a whopping 49 feet.
Oh my goodness, that's a big goat.
Sadly, most years, vandals get to the Gavle goat and burn it down.
Aww.
Although illegal, it has become a Christmas tradition and marks the pride of the goat able to be destroyed.
Let's just make this a new tradition. Let's burn the goat.
Yeah. What do we got here? Let's go to Japan. Oh, this is Japan. You gotta Japan. What's the Christmas tradition in Japan?
I have absolutely no idea.
Oh,
I don't
you
even
know it. You love it. 11 herbs and spices.
Chicken?
KFC chicken, not just chicken. In Japan, where there are few Christians, eating KFC on December 25th is a tradition. So much so that the fast food chain generates 5% of its annual business on that single day.
Oh my goodness.
Like all good secular holiday traditions, the trend began back in marketing in 1970. Managed the first KFC in Japan, became advertising fried chicken meals as a way of experiencing a tradition Western-style holiday. It caught on and grew, and now KFC on Christmas is so popular,
Oh, man.
Japanese people have to order weeks in advance.
Oh my
Least
goodness.
KFC run out of its signature dish, nasty, dried up fried chicken. I wouldn't eat it on a dare. So whatever.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's interesting because Japan has always tried to Americanize their ideas, right? Their anime, it's Americanized. They have the big eyes. They have a lot of idolization to America. It makes kind of sense.
Yeah.
In that sense.
That's so funny.
Yeah. There's two more. One, Mexico. What do you think Mexico does?
Oh, I'm going to assume that they go to church.
Oh, careful.
How do I get into trouble? I'm going to guess.
All right, a vast portion of the world goes to Mass.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that they go to
Then
church.
you're sticking with that?
Yeah.
So, in Oaxaca, Mexico, Christmas is all about radishes. December 23rd is Noche de Rabanos, the Night of the Radish, an annual radish orgy where hundreds of... I'm just going to stay there and leave it there. We'll just stop that the story there. An annual radish orgy. Okay, I better finish it. Where
that would be great for an awkward
artists,
silence.
hundreds of artists carve out thousands of vegetables into elaborate scenes from the Bible and contemporary
Out of
life.
radishes?
Yes, because true art is transitory. The radishes quickly rot away. The tradition is said to have started in the mid-18th century when Catholic friars bearing oddly shaped radishes caused a common, and Oaxaca Christmas market TV would not intervene for centuries, you see. Italians and their Christmas open arms, Norway witches. Well, we got the witches in Norway.
Oh.
In Italy. They have the witches. Brooms, Christmas Eve. So no mischievous witches can steal them and fly. Sorry. In a seasonal tradition that supposedly dates back to pagan superstitions, Norwegians hide their brooms.
Oh, okay.
So on Christmas Eve, so no mischievous witches can steal them and fly off into the winter night to do witch business.
Oh.
There's serious holes in this story. How do the witches even get to your house if they have no brooms to begin with?
They walk.
Do they already have a broom? What are they going to do with a second broom?
They walk in.
It's pain.
And they steal your broom. And then they do all their witchy stuff.
Okay.
That's my guess.
And this one here, this is Canadian, actually.
Okay.
You think of any Canadian? It's shared with Latvia too, but apparently specifics. While the specifics from any place to place, murmuring is deeply weird ancient Christmas tradition practiced in rural parts of Canada, Latvia, Newfoundland, and Ireland.
Murmuring?
Murmuring. I've heard of murmuring before.
I have not.
It's a vague recollection. whereas packs of men and women dressed in elaborate costumes and knock on their neighbor's door, anyone foolish enough to allow it, murmurs enter their home and is rewarded with songs, jokes, dances. The hosts are expected to guess the identity of their guests and give them food, drink in return for their entertainment.
Oh.
Murmurs say the tradition is not a prelude to a series of brutal murders. Good to know. But we have seen enough horror movies to know what happens when masked strangers show up at your house late at night. Murmuring is also based on the Murmurs Parade, a Philadelphia tradition designed to give the city's garbage collectors an excuse to get drunk early in the morning on New Year's Eve day, or New Year's Day.
I've never heard of murmuring. I have heard of caroling.
I think there's a crossover somewhere in there. Like, if you can't sing, but you can murmur, you can tell stories, you can tell jokes, you can entertain. I think there's a crossover. But the fact that you're allowed into the house...
No one's coming into my house if you're wearing a mask. Like, that's terrifying.
Well, it says mask, but I mean, if you're getting dressed up as a character or whatever...
Well, then, like, if I can see your face and I have a general idea and I feel like I do know you, then there is potential you're going to come into my house. But, like, if you're masked and it's not Halloween, you're not coming into my house.
That's my favorite. I think that one would be cool to do. Like, I would totally get up and go around town. It's much more fun than caroling, in my opinion.
So, one year, this was in high school, we were doing a drive for the food bank.
Mm-hmm.
And so, me and the group that we were doing, like, we would go to people's houses and then we would sing as badly as we could. And the only way that they could stop us from singing is if they gave us a food bank donation.
Okay. That's not a bad idea. I mean, I'm not a great singer, but I would find it difficult to sing badly.
Oh, I would sing one Christmas carol, someone would sing a completely different Christmas carol.
Oh, okay.
And like it was just a mess. And we're killing ourselves laughing and getting food bank donations. Or like someone just would start singing like a French lullaby or like just
okay.
Yeah, just getting food bank donations.
Well, yeah, no, I think that's awesome. I think we should need right now. Raging Imagination is still in its infancy.
Yeah,
I'm having a lot of fun. And I think we need to grow and evolve these wonderful Christmas traditions. And I think we should release this on Christmas Day. So after all the presents are open, everybody can sit down with their families and listen to